Counterinsurgency operations in Iraq. In the chaotic aftermath of the U.S. invasion of Iraq in 2003, the battlefield was no longer clearly defined. Insurgents, militias, and terrorist groups blended into the civilian population, striking from the shadows. In this volatile environment, Blackwater emerged as a key player in America's war strategy, not just as a security firm, but as an active participant in combat zones. Their role in counterinsurgency operations was both critical and controversial. Deployed across Iraq, Blackwater contractors were often indistinguishable from U.S. military forces. They carried state-of-the-art weaponry, moved in armored convoys, and executed tactical missions that mirrored those of elite military units. Officially, their mandate was to provide protection to diplomats and government officials, but on the ground, their tasks expanded far beyond escort duty. They became the invisible shield for American interests, reacting swiftly to ambushes, securing critical locations, and gathering real-time intelligence. Operating with relative autonomy, Blackwater teams engaged insurgents in deadly firefights in hotspots like Fallujah, Ramadi, and Sadr City. In some instances, they coordinated with U.S. forces, offering crucial backup during joint missions. In others, they acted independently, pursuing attackers or preempting ambushes based on their own reconnaissance. The lines between private security and military action blurred. Blackwater wasn't just defending, it was fighting. Their presence, however, drew the ire of many Iraqis. With diplomatic immunity and limited oversight, Blackwater's aggressive tactics were often perceived as excessive. Their convoys would bulldoze through traffic, their snipers held positions on rooftops, and their swift, retaliatory strikes created fear not only among combatants but civilians. For every insurgent they neutralized, they risked alienating more of the population, a paradox that haunted counterinsurgency doctrine. Yet from the U.S. government's perspective, Blackwater filled a crucial gap. The military was stretched thin, and conventional forces couldn't be everywhere. Blackwater's quick response teams provided the kind of flexibility and ruthlessness that standard bureaucracies couldn't afford. Their contractors were former Navy SEALs, Army Rangers, and ex-Special Forces operatives, men trained for war and now fighting under a corporate banner. Behind the scenes, their operations were cloaked in secrecy. Reports surfaced of Blackwater teams conducting raids in coordination with intelligence agencies, collecting data on insurgent networks, and even assisting in the capture of high-value targets. Some accounts suggested they were embedded with JSOC units, giving them unprecedented access to top-tier operations. Despite the controversies, Blackwater's counterinsurgency missions achieved tactical successes. They prevented assassinations, secured vital infrastructure, and responded to crises where seconds mattered. But these victories came at a cost: diplomatic fallout, lawsuits, and a damaged reputation that would eventually bring the company into the global spotlight. By the time the U.S. began drawing down forces in Iraq, Blackwater's footprint had already reshaped the battlefield. They were not just guns for hire. They were actors in a new kind of warfare, where private enterprise merged with state power in the most lethal of environments. Their role in Iraq's counterinsurgency was a stark reminder of the evolving nature of war, where the front lines are not just physical, but legal, ethical, and deeply political.